Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here for the finale of the Vision Gaming Network Lotus 211 Cup. And as you can see, currently on your screens are the standings as we come into the final race of the season. I lead the way over GTR Martin by just 36 points there. Foxy Gaming HD still within a shot as well, 59 points back. But still, yeah, hopefully going to be a very, very good final race of the series. It is now just a 3-horse race, obviously 100 points up for grab. Means that Tiggerwoo and Wookie are both now out. So yeah, three-way battle to the finish now. And obviously with a 36-point lead, you know, it's certainly comfortable, it's certainly safe, but anything can happen. And this week we head to Dubai. Not a track that I'm a fan of, and I can certainly confirm after these races as well, it has not grown on me on the whole. We're looking forward to these races nonetheless, and hopefully we can try and do the double in VGN. Obviously we were able to win last season in the Aussie V8, so obviously hoping tonight we can try and back up that championship with yet another here in the Lotus 211. But obviously we'll have to wait and see about that one because, well, like I said, anything can happen. This is VGN as well, and often a lot of things do happen in these races. It is safe to say the standard format of a 20-minute race 1, a 30-minute race 2, and a 20-minute race 3 will stay the same for this evening. But race 2 will not feature a pit stop, not due to any championship change rules for fun or anything like that. It's just because they're broken on Forza at the moment. So yeah, still looking forward to this one nonetheless. Obviously the pit stops have usually given us a bit of a strategy element in these races, but ultimately they're not all too critical here today. As we come out of qualifying there, we would end up P2 on the grid behind Foxy Gaming HD. Had a huge amount of pace in his car this evening. It seemed to have a really good setup on in this race. So it would be interesting to see if we could try and match him for pace in these races there. But here we are then on the grid for the start of the final race of the season. It is 5 laps and it's the lights out, and away we go. They instantly want to try and get over to the racing line here because, well, you don't really fancy trying to give yourself a shorter run through turn 1. It's a very tight, tricky corner, especially when flat out. It is just about flat. But you've got to be very committed and get your line pretty much spot on here. As we come in towards someone, there a little bit of contact actually between myself and Foxy. But then he gets on the power way too early there, gets over the curb, and unfortunately would send himself out wide there. LER Vision thing would be able to slice his way through, and now up into the lead of the race. A fantastic start by him there. But yeah, Foxy just a little bit too eager on the power there, would clip the curb, and while that curb is just an absolute lottery, nothing you really want to go too near in these races there. Rice X are trying to get a good run on the exit of the corner there, a little bit bumping and bashing between the top 3 there, as you can see as we come out onto the back straight here. Still side by side with Vision thing here, as he's going to get a much better run through these next couple of corners here. So sadly we're not able to get just past him all too soon here as we now come down in towards the tunnel section there. This is one place where I felt really weak. I don't know what it was in these races, but I just felt like I had absolutely no pace through the tunnel there. That first corner, I felt like most laps in these races I was getting the line horrifically wrong there. As we now come out into the sunlight once more here. We're still all over the back of a Vision thing here. We have no, we don't have ever so slightly better top end there. He has got a little bit legs on the straight here as we come there down in towards turn 1 once again here. Keep it just about flat there. You might want to go for a little bit of a blend halfway through the corner there just to guarantee yourself the line on the exit there. Vision would actually clip the wall there, but it wouldn't cost him all too much there as we get very close. As we come up through turn 1 there, Vision would get a little bit loose on the exit of the corner there, and that would send him all over the curves there. We're on the outside now as we come in towards the next couple of corners there. Side by side we go there, get a straight run over the bump, and that would now be us back up into the lead of this race there. So really quite happy with that one there. Vision would think about sending it up the inside through the next couple of corners there, but we just wouldn't let the opportunity arise for him. And now as we skip on all the way on to the end of lap 9 here, and Foxy Gaming, he finally found my weakness in this game. You know, if there's one critical thing you want to know, this apparently, we were joking around, this appears to be my kryptonite there. He was asking me how quickly I went through turn 1 here. I looked at the speedo and clipped the wall, only slightly in my defense, but it was still a wall clip nonetheless there, and that would send me right back down into his clutches there. And yeah, we were sort of joking about how, obviously, if he'd known about that sooner, maybe he could have won this championship as well there. But yeah, he would fly back past me down into the lead of the race, and we would still try to apply the pressure as we come onto this final lap of race 1, but I don't think we're going to really be able to get too close unless he makes a big mistake as we come now down in towards the final few corners of this race there. We take 2 very different lines as we come into the tunnel section there. Foxy actually gets a little bit loose halfway through the corner there, but unfortunately we just don't get the run to be able to capitalise there as we come now into the slipstream through the final corner of this race. We've got an ever so slightly better run here. Maybe we've got a little bit extra at the top end as well here. We try to rev out fifth gear as much as we possibly can there. Foxy does it even more there, and that's going to give us a run up towards the line, but sadly it's just too little too late there. 18 feet separate us there at the line, and I think that's the closest race I've had personally all season long there, but Foxy will be able to take it by about 79 thousandths of a second there, so a very good job by him in race 1 of the night there, with Rye, Tigger, Wookie, Vision Thing, Martin, Big White Donk, Ben and Rally round out the finishes there in the first race of the night. And now obviously we move on into the slightly longer race 2 of the evening here. Fortunately for me, you know, we had pulled out points over Martin, so I could wrap it up in race 2 here of the evening. You know, hopefully we can try and do that. Obviously the gap was 36 going into this evening. It was now at about 45, 50 I think at this point here. So really we just need to finish down to like P10, P11 in this second race, and obviously unless Foxy was able to win it there, we would be looking solid for P2, for the championship before we even go into the final race of the night here. So let's see if we can try and make that work nonetheless here. The lights, well, we're about to get ready on the grid once more here for race 2 of the night. This could be the championship decider here. Are we going to be able to get anything done in this second race of the night? The lights are coming on, and they are now off, and it's lights out. And away we go for race 2 of the evening there. Obviously a reverse top 10 would mean that we start all the way down in at P9 here as we come through turn 1. Just try and get a good run, nice, smooth and steady through turn 1. They're actually going to be able to get up the inside of Rye CX here as we come through the first couple of corners here. We can just have a just watch this. Martin sadly gets punted out wide there, which was very, very unfortunate for him there. But yeah, you see we just get very, very all close and careful there. And unfortunate for Martin there, that really set him back in this race. Now he needs to take a good 20 points out of me in this race alone here. If I'm not mistaken as well, Foxy had actually been able to jump him as well in the Drivers' Championship there as we get up the inside of Tigger. There a little bit of bump and a bashing just up in front of me here. So it was looking actually like Foxy was my main rival here, but you know, he'd still have to outscore me by sort of a good 15, 16 points here. So we still only need like sort of P6, P7 I think at this stage there. Rye would get very, very lucky not actually to be sent out to Narnia there over the sand as we get caught on the sand on the apex as we now come down in towards the tunnel once more there. Look at that, Wookie unfortunately gets caught up in the wall there. That causes a little bit of a chain reaction there as contact between myself and Rye. We both get to keep it going in the right direction there, and unfortunately even more contact now between the powers there, and that's going to send us right down all the way to P10 of this race. It might even be P11 if Freebie's able to get a good run on the exit of the corner, but sadly no, he would scroll with a bit too much speed coming up the hill there, and that would mean we're down in P10, so not the ideal start for myself. Foxy is now in prime position to try and take it through into the final race of the season here as we now come back through turn 1 once again here. Almost clip the inside wall there. Rye would somehow get very, very loose there, not too sure how he managed that one there, and that would mean we'll be able to swoop right around the outside through turn 1 there. VGN Lesbian Goose gets all a little bit over the curbs there, and that's not going to give him the run on the exit of the corner there, but up the inside, well down the middle even I should say there, and we do now move ourselves back up into P8 of this race here. So plenty of action so far on the first lap and a bit of this race there. Rye gives me a bit of a punt actually as we come now down of the hairpin there, and now we're on to the desert section once more here. Yeah, this track very, very strange on the whole, I'll be completely honest with you. It's, yeah, a bit of a messy circuit. Personally, one that I would not fancy racing on ever again here, and I don't think VGN are intending to do too many races around here in the future there. As we now come down in towards the tunnel section once again here. Are we going to be doing any sort of move on LER Vision thing here? He goes a little bit deep through the corner there, but Sandy just parks it in front of me there. Ricey is going to get the run. Almost put them both in the wall there. I honestly have no idea how how LER Vision missing even managed to survive that one here. But this is going to give me a good run on the exit of the corner there. Vision and Rye get a little bit stuck to each other, so we're just going to try and give them as much space as we possibly can and try to get the run there. We do have a little bit extra legs towards the top end here. We've got to move towards the apex as we come in towards turn 1 there, and now we're up into P6 of this race here, so not too bad as we come on to lap 4 here. Hopefully, you know, we can try and hold on and continue to move up other places in this race there as we come through the chicane once more. They take a lot of curve through the first part there. You can see on to lap 5 now, closing up slowly but surely to Big White Dog here. But unfortunately, actually no, it was one of the best runs I think I ever got through that chicane in all honesty there. And yeah, hopefully now we can try and capitalise on this one and move ourselves up into P5 of tonight's race. And the Donk, yeah, you make a big mistake over the bump there, wouldn't get it straight just before clipping it there, so we will be able to now move ourselves up into P5 of this race. He tried to have a look up the inside on the exit of the corner there. We would seem to be very, very weak through that corner. But yeah, we would now move ourselves up into P5 of the race here. Tigaboo and Rally Cap having a bit of a ding-dong there, and that's going to give us a run past a Rally Cap there. You know, a bit unfortunate for him that he get caught out in that one there. But yeah, we would now move ourselves up into P4 of the race. Until lap 18, I'd go and do that. Clip the outside wall. It's so easy to do. The hitbox is a lot bigger than the actual texture there as well, which is really unfortunate. That would drop us back down the order in this race. Wookie will be able to get a good run around the outside as well there, and that would drop us all the way back down into P7 here. Foxy in the lead of the race here, and well, this was absolutely not good for myself here. Wookie not going to be able to get the best run though through the next couple of corners there, and we would now move ourselves back up into P6 of this race. Wookie would try to get the switchback move there, but would not be able to make it work there. And yeah, fortunately for me though, as you can see, by the end of the race though, Foxy would come through for the race victory, but I had just about done enough. I think the gap to Foxy had been about sort of 50 points coming into this one, and it would go back down to about 35 overall there. So across the line, and we are the VGN Lotus 211 champion there. Really happy with that one there. You know, able to take it with one round. Well, sorry, one race to go. Not one round overall there. Really happy with that one there. We had about 36-point lead, as I said, heading into the final race of the night, which obviously 30 points available means that it was impossible for Foxy to close back up the gap here. So let's just now try and finish this season on a high here. Started down in P9. The first two races of the night had not really gone my way so far. I'll be quite happy to admit, you know, I was really quite disappointed with my performances so far tonight. The lights are off and it's lights out, and away we go once more here. Starting once again actually in P9 here. So we've gone 9th to 6th. Are we going to be able to repeat that feat? I do hope not. Hopefully we can try and finish a little bit higher up this time around there as we come through the first couple of corners there. Ellie are missing, and Wookie and Big White Dot there will get a little bit too close for quarters, and that would give us a good run around the outside of pretty much everyone there. Not too sure who got caught up on the inside there, but look at that. That was what, 9th to 3rd through that chicane. Not too sure I managed to get that one there. Just got a really good run through the corner there. A little bit of contact actually with Sticks, which was sadly sent me back down to P4 there. But yeah, what a start that has been. Certainly one that I could smile about in this racer, as we now try to hook up around the outside of Vision thing there. Sadly, he'd squeeze me out wide, hang me out to dry onto the desert section there, and that would mean we'd hold on to P4 off the start of this race. But now coming back down the hill in through towards the tunnel. Yeah, this track seems to be split into 4 parts. You've sort of almost got like the city section as such, which is really just a toll, as we now go back around the outside, the tunnel and the desert here. Yeah, very strange layout on the whole there. But yeah, back at the inside of a Vision thing now, that would be now us back up into P3 of the race. So as we now come on to a lap 2 here, trying to close up the back of Sticks. You can see once again getting a really good run through turn 1. I don't know what it was in the early stages of these races, turn 2 and turn 3. I seem to be able to get really well there. We do make the move up the inside of 6 there. Fun but fair, I think it's probably the best way to describe it there. And now we need to try and get a good run on ATP freebie as well here, maybe over these next couple of laps. Try to size up a move on him as well. And as you can see, 1 lap later though, that was what we'd be able to do there. Freebie would just unfortunately clip the bump. Very unfortunate for him there, and that would now move us up into the lead of the race here. So really ideal with that, but obviously in race 1 we did choke it there, so we do need to try and continue on. Keep the pace consistent, keep it smooth, and hopefully see where we end up in this race here. And as we now come on to lap 5, sadly, I would be, honestly, this hurts to watch back, I'll be honest. I span it, hit the tyre wall there, tried to keep it going, and we just get caught on the sand there. And honestly, when I was editing this, I cringed so hard at myself, and I did apologise to Foxy at the time there. Fortunately, I can confirm, you know, it didn't cost him 2nd place in the championship there. But yeah, that was, honestly, it hurts me. It hurts me to have to put that in the video. I'll be completely honest there. That was just such a stupid move by myself. Just got unlucky over the chicane. It was a really big lottery over that bump through the chicane there. But yeah, the rejoin, well, it wasn't even an attempted rejoin. It was the car was pointing sideways at the tyre wall, because tyre walls are forced to do that. You always end up pointing at a 90-degree angle to them. I just wanted to keep it going, you know, off the track. Unfortunately, the sand lit up the rear wheels. Nothing I could really do after that there. And yeah, Foxy, unfortunately, wrong place at the wrong time there. And yeah, once again, I did apologise to him for that one. Absolutely horrific by it myself. As we come through the next few laps, then we've really be able to gain up places through a bit of carnage for a few other people there. We get the move up the inside of Randy there, missing, and someone else will get locked into battle as well there. And then on to a lap 9 of this race. RiceX there would actually get a very... I'm not actually too sure what happened to him in all honesty. I think he'd either clipped the wall there or what. But yeah, you can run into the side of me, not too sure what that was all about. I think there was a bit of a miscommunication between the pair of us there. And yeah, as we come on to lap 10 of this race, we actually have Foxy all over the back of me as well here. But fortunately for me, he isn't going to be able to pile on too much pressure there, you know. Yeah, but still, that rejoin just hurts, I'll be honest. And yeah, apologies, the viewer discretion should probably have been advised for that one there. It should have been probably a Peggy 18 video, nonetheless there. But through the final couple of corners of this series, it has been a really, really good fun one, nonetheless. You know, really, really enjoyed it. Honestly, after the opening round at Road Atlanta, I thought, you know, there was no way I was going to be able to back up my title in the Aussie V8. You know, the pace just didn't feel there, and, you know, the tune was not there. Anything like that, you know, I think it was Silverstone was round 2, we sort of started to fix it quite a bit there. Had showed signs at Silverstone, Maple Valley, and I can't remember what the other race was sort of around there as well. You know, we had a really, really strong showing there. Maple Valley, Suzuka, we've had really, really good shows. We only dropped 15 points over the course of those 2 weekends at 200 there, so really, really happy with that one. Unfortunately, that basically built me back up towards the end of this season there, and that ultimately gave me the momentum here. And yeah, really, really happy that we were able to defend our title at the end of the day. They're having a look at the final points to finish off there. You can see myself, 425. Foxy would come through for P2. There was that 39 points behind, if I'm not mistaken there. Yeah, as you can see, 7 clear of Martin there. A bit unfortunate for him to drop out of P2 at the end of the season there. Tigaboo down in P4 there. He'd actually bring himself back into the title fight if there was another round there, quite interestingly enough there, with Wookie in 5th, Vision Thing 6th, and Ben down in P7 there. Had a freebie rally. Right, Sticks, Flex obviously really should have been the championship challenge there, but hopefully he'll be back for next season there. I had a missing Big White Dog, VGN, Lesbian Gooster, and Captain Mandarin rounds out the top 16 at the end of the day there. But yeah, like I said, really, really happy to have wrapped up the double here. Hopefully next season I'll try and go for the triple. We're in Pro Mazdas. Really, really looking forward to driving those cars as well. Stock setup, stock car, everything like that. So it is just a case of driver skills. So yeah, really hoping I can try and prove myself in that one nonetheless. But yeah, thank you all so much for the continued support on this series. You know, the support on Twitter and everything like that has been absolutely phenomenal. I cannot thank you guys enough for that as well. And you're really, really happy at the end of the day there. My 9th league title, I can barely believe it. 2 in AOR Forza, 2 in AOR F1, 1 in SRL, 2 in VGN, and 2 in LCI. I'm really, really happy with that one. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Get yourself subscribed if you're new around here as well for more league racing content on the channel. But yeah, that has been it from me for this one, and I will hopefully see you guys next time for another video.